welcome to Crime 411. I'm Melissa Marquet. We are talking about something that is a worldwide epidemic, and for some reason it just does not seem to be getting the media attention that it deserves. We're talking about child sex trafficking.
2 dozen children are now safe. They were all part of a sex trafficking bust involving state and federal agents. And if you think this is not happening where you live, this bust was across 20 counties right around the metro area.
Now, when I say the phrase sex trafficking, who do you picture as a victim? How about a 3-month-old baby? Sex traffickers know no limits and will find victims anywhere. Ryan Kruger joins us now.
Yeah, we're talking about 3 kids just in Atlanta that were saved. All of them were being forced to work in the sex trade, according to the FBI. Agents found the kids on social media sites advertising sex for money. The youngest child rescued was in Denver, Colorado. The girl, only 3 months old. A family friend offered to sell the 3-month-old and her 5-year-old sister to an undercover FBI agent for sex. Thankfully, that didn't happen, and those 2 girls were rescued.
Township Chester County says that they busted a sex trafficking ring. Today, the district attorney's office announced the arrest of 3 men, Demas Hernandez, Franklin Mendieta, and Jose Sanchez. They allegedly held a 14-year-old girl and an 18-year-old woman against their will and forced them to perform sex acts.
An undercover sting for prostitution and human trafficking lands nearly a dozen people behind bars.
Nearly a dozen men arrested for trying to buy sex, many attempting to solicit those who are underage. But little did these men know the person on the other end of the advertisements were police officers.
30% of people who are trafficked for sex trafficking are children. 30%. And a lot of the time, predators are going to be searching for kids to condition through social media and online gaming. So parents really need to be aware of the apps that their kids are downloading to their phones or their tablets or even their Xbox. I have a son, and he was playing Xbox One the other day, and all of a sudden I start hearing an entire conversation happening in someone else's home, and I'm going, what is that? Then I realized it was because their child had a microphone so they could talk to other gamers, and we were literally listening to everything that went on in their house. But the thing that was really crazy is that the kid that we were listening to sounded like he couldn't have been more than 10 years old, and what we were listening to was his father calling him from somewhere outside of the house, and the kid answers the phone on speakerphone, and the dad says, your mom's trying to call you. So basically at that moment, everybody that's listening to this conversation knows that this little kid is home by himself. And I said, you know what? Absolutely not. I immediately went on the Xbox, went into the settings, locked everything down, made sure there was no way that my son was going to have a microphone, that anybody was going to send him friend requests, that anybody was going to try and talk to him while he was playing games. I can't even believe that those people don't even realize that their children are talking to strangers, and we're literally listening to everything that's going on in their house.
I never want to see a parent be as scared as I was.
Disturbing messages sent by a stranger to a 10-year-old girl.
Hi, how are you? Hi, girl. You're so beautiful. You're so cute. I want to play with you.
Kristen's story read us just a few of 35 messages he sent to her daughter through a video game.
Come on, I want to see you. Play with me. Hi, beautiful.
Shocking cases from across the country show the dark side of gaming. An 11-year-old Florida girl kidnapped by a child sex predator she unknowingly met while playing Minecraft. A 14-year-old Mississippi boy abducted by 2 men he met on the video game messaging service Discord. For kids, it all starts innocently enough. Video games let their imagination run wild.
I like to create like 2-story houses.
Kristen's daughter Brooke loves playing Roblox. She's building a house on the popular online video game.
So you have to like decorate a house and build it.
But soon, Kristen noticed Brooke was buried in her cell phone. She checked her calls and texts, but found nothing.
One night when she went to bed, I decided to go through her apps, and I discovered a game, Roblox, and I noticed she had about 70 friends, and majority of them were men.
Kristen says it was game over for Brooke when she discovered strangers, possibly grown men, messaging her. Brooke ignored the messages until she says she felt like she had to answer. She typed, "Hi."
I never want to see a parent be as scared as I was to see what is possibly a grown man talking to my daughter in the way that he was.
When you found out that, maybe strangers were trying to approach you and talk to you, did it scare you at all?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the little girl is sitting here biting her nails. Obviously, she is scared about it. I mean, her body language speaks for itself.
Tell me why.
Because I didn't know them.
Kristen banned Brooke from her favorite video game and called the police.
You took a proactive stance. You went through her phone, went through apps that maybe you didn't recognize. Why would you urge other parents to do the same?
People see that innocence, and that is how they pray. And if parents don't put a stop to it, these children will keep being nice and make these friends. And for all we know, they meet up and they start gaming and then they disappear.
Carl Sullivan is the director of Ohio's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, known as ICAC. We showed him a transcript of the messages Brooke got on Roblox.
And you could tell that they're not there to play the game. They see someone that's a certain age range, however old this person is, and you could tell that their goal is to try to get to talk to them, try to get to know them.
He says Kristen did the right thing by calling police. After parents do that, the task force can get to work.
We could go find out who their screen name is, send subpoenas, do search warrants, and determine a physical person.
They don't just wait for parents to report cases like this. Prosecutors and police officers pose as young teens online to catch predators before it's too late.
And we catch a lot of them. You'd be surprised how many are in the county and how many people have traveled here to have sex with kids.
Over just 4 days on Memorial Day weekend, police arrested 22 men in an undercover operation.
Take a look at these guys. Just going to pause here so you can see each one of their disgusting faces.
By the task force.
And the good news is we're not only stopping that crime, but maybe preventing a future crime from them actually taking advantage of a child.
Kristen is just relieved she caught the messages before things could have gotten much worse.
These stories, they happen. And I am not taking the chance that it's mine.
Now, of course, online gaming and social media are only one of the ways that sexual predators are targeting children, but it is definitely something that needs more awareness, and parents need to actually understand just how different gaming is from when we were kids. The communication that you can have on these gaming systems is unbelievable. So take the time to learn about the privacy settings and all of the different functionality of these gaming systems, and please protect your children by setting things to private, turning off their profile and things like that. We're going to cover another story in regard to sex trafficking, and I believe this is going to be eye-opening for a lot of people. It was definitely eye-opening for me. There was a woman who shared her story about being trafficked as a young girl by her father. And what her message is that sex trafficking does not always look the way that you think it looks. And she wants people to know what to look for and what to notice that might help other children who are in the situation that she once found herself in. So make sure to subscribe to Crime 411 so this way you can get notifications about our upcoming videos. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.